Warning: the following broadcast contains strong opinions, playful antics, and controversial topics causing off-the-rails fun. Chances for being offended are higher than average for sensitive people. Viewer discretion is not advised. Live a little and have some fun.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Coach's Box Call, like we see it podcast. This is episode 270. It's amazing how many of these we've been allowed to do without losing our jobs or being kicked off the air for saying things we shouldn't. But why would we? We never say things we shouldn't. And I am joined by like the original three here, the oldest, longest tenured three guys of the podcast, Zach McVeigh and Jason Jarvis. Gentlemen, I say that loosely. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing well, Jarvis. I mean, it started for you. Fall sports.
Jacked up, baby. Day 3 practice. Been coaching some O-line.
There you go.
Some D-line. We've been having some good practices over there at CC. You know, 100 years of football at Crystal City.
There you go.
Look at you.
You know, it's been fun. I mean, Crystal City did have some sad times recently with the passing of Dick Cook, but, you know, there's going to be a lot of celebrations at Crystal City this year, 100 years of football, and I'm hoping to have a 1,000-point score on the girls' side, and maybe if I can coach worth a crap, I can win my 100th game, and, you know, we got some things going on.
Wow, you got a lot of stuff going on, Jason. That's for sure.
Yeah, sound busy.
Fine.
Hey, now, when do you get to – okay, when we played, it was day 3, and then we did Midnight Madness. So you could start hitting on midnight of the 4th
We could have helmet and shoulder pads today.
Okay, when do you get to actually hit?
I guess I would think that would be Friday, but I'm not sure. I'm terrible. I'm just an assistant coach now.
The climatization.
Yeah, you know, you get to be in pads and stuff for camp, and then you come back and have to do 2 days in just helmets.
Hey, speaking of, I sent you guys that video. Hopefully, you guys are checking out all the football equipment. For those of you that did not see or hear yet, in Arkansas, a high school player, they were practicing, and he noticed that, man, my helmet, something's off. There's something funky with my helmet. Well, lo and behold, he gave his helmet to the coach, and the coach kind of, lifted a pad. Guess what? A water moccasin or cottonmouth was in his helmet for over an hour while he practiced, and he didn't get bit.
It's warm in there. It's toasty.
Oh my gosh. And then so then they put the helmet in a bucket. They brought the police, I don't know why, filled the bucket up with water. They did. Filled the bucket up with water, and then the snake came out of the helmet. Like, unbelievable.
Hey, you just gave every Karen in the world reason not to let their kids play
Where
football.
in the heck are you storing your helmets?
In a van down by the river.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Where's Coach Brown's?
Brownsburger? Oh yeah. He said he's going to tune in. He said he wanted to hear your take on our topics tonight.
In a van down by the river, but I mean,
van down by the river.
Gosh, a snake in a helmet. That is of course, first time ever I've heard of something like that. But our kids have had their helmets. Most of them have had them for a very long time. So if there was a snake in their helmet, that's on them at this point.
I mean, you would think
no
so.
liability on my end.
It wasn't me. You did it.
I can't help but think that now that the kid's okay and everything's, I just go back to the movie The Little Giants, and he's got the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he's got the puffs in there.
What a great movie! What a forgotten movie!
Oh my gosh,
man! I just wow. I mean,
crunchy or puffed, wimp.
Puffed.
I mean, just wow. A venomous snake.
A venomous
snake in your helmet.
You just gave people nightmares. So, hey, I'll tell you what. It's nice to see fall sports, hitting the ground running. It's a good time.
It's all nice except one thing, Chris.
What's that, Jason?
It means we got to go back to work.
Hey, we got like another couple weeks. I mean, this is like the way that
next week, bro. It's next week.
We don't. Okay, when do you get the kids though?
I did. That doesn't matter. August 20th. I have to go to work.
Listen, just put a tape in. Get the old school TV. Put tape in.
Roll it out.
Hey, this is history class. We're going to show you the history of how movies used to be played and roll out the TV cart.
We're going to put the history of how teachers sometimes taught. Here you go. What is this thing you're doing?
If there's any of my old school Crystal City students, like back when I was my first, 7-8 years teaching, when you had the cart,
1952.
And if they saw that cart coming on a Friday,
there was nothing happier than seeing that thing. I didn't care if we were watching the worst educational video ever. When you saw the rolling cart come across out of that closet the teacher had, or they had to go into someone's, like the technology AV person's room and go get that thing. As soon as they came in the classroom with you, you're just like, thank you, God. I don't have to pay attention and learn about the periodic table. We're going to watch some kind of magic school bus movie or something. I was pumped. I was pumped. And I was going to shoot a spit wad over there at Steven just because he's over there. He's been giving me crap about something on the playground. It's like, well, no one's paying attention. Here we go. Spit wad. Not that I would ever do that.
Coach Jarvis is watching some huddle film, and there goes the cart, and it's getting put up. And nowadays that doesn't happen. I'm teaching, but back then,
okay.
Because you're older and wiser.
If you say so.
Yeah.
No, because I care about people's education.
Oh man, that's deep.
I grew up. I became wiser.
You got a 5-year plan.
It might be shorter than 5, buddy.
Ouch. Oof. So, speaking of short term here, I'm kind of wondering, we're going to jump into it. The WNBA has had a long history of not a whole lot of fanfare and anything until the last couple years. They've been living in mediocrity. And you'd think, oh my gosh, we've got a superstar in Caitlin Clark. We have the biggest popularity push we've ever had in our sports history, and we are finding so many ways to just almost literally shoot yourself in the foot. I can't think of a league that has just done so little with so much and made every wrong decision when the easiest one should be right. I mean, we've talked about the officiating and how the league has handled Caitlin Clark and how it's very seemingly you have what a foul is for one player is not for another. And they're just, again, you want to let the rookies get beat up a little bit, so you kind of have to earn it. Clark's still getting fouled and still getting beat on, and it's year 3. and she's your most popular player, and your second most popular player probably in the league right now, at least by social media standpoint, is Sophie Cunningham. From Missouri here, the pride of Columbia and Rockbridge High School. And Sophie has her interview with ESPN because of her popularity. And she made one comment that seems like everybody is really hanging on to. And that comment has to do with her disagreement with biological men participating in women's sports. And the ESPN interview I thought it was, for the most part, well written. And it seems like that has been the lightning rod of controversy as soon as that comment was made. And now all of a sudden you have all these people coming out of the woodwork. We got protests. We got rallies at fever games. She's being lumped in as a racist somehow or a transphobe. And she was asked right after doing the interview after the interview came out, and she didn't back off of her comments. She said, "I said what I said." So before we jump into everything that's wrong with the WNBA right now, what's our thoughts on just the interview itself, and then her comments, especially the ones that seem to be kind of polarizing or controversial? I don't know which of you guys want to go first. I know I've been prodding you guys on this stuff, and as everything keeps rolling here, this is a conversation we have got to talk about, and I've been saying it. So it's my fault, guys. Sorry. So I don't know. Pick whichever one. Go ahead.
Jarvis, you want to go? You want me to go? I'll go.
There we go.
Okay,
So,
you go ahead.
Camera's on you, Zach. It's all you, buddy.
Yeah, well, you don't have to put it on me. You keep all three of us up here.
Okay.
There's so many thoughts that are going. There's so many thoughts that are going through my head when you break this down, and I have the question. Hopefully, Kevin gets on here at some point, because I want to ask you all, as fathers of daughters, your opinions and how all of this is transpiring for you as parents. I do not have a daughter, but as I go through and I look at all of this, I think about how far off of the mark that just society is, because George Carlin said this, I think it was back in the 70s or 80s, and I've got to paraphrase. When your ideology becomes your identity, that's when problems start. Now, he said this. Now, again, I'm paraphrasing, and I think that's kind of where we've gotten to.
You got to paraphrase George Carlin? No way.
Yeah, and
seven dirty words.
Yeah, and I think you go back to that, and he had a poignant statement back then, and I think that's where we're at, to where when you have this identity and everything envelops it, you cannot either back down, you cannot back off, you cannot change, flip-flop, you can't have common sense. Like, you have to stick with it, right? It's ride or die with this ideology. And I think that has woven into the fabric of sports and entertainment. I don't think that's ever been what it's supposed to be. And when you look at it and you zoom back out, the reality is the word that comes to mind, and it's going to be for both sides, is hypocritical. Okay. Whatever. When you sit here and you're going to use, again, different words, you want to use politics, you want to use race, you want to use gender, you want to do that, and you want to sit here and compare one side to the other, it's all hypocritical. It really is. And the WNBA just has this problem that it's no longer about the sport. And I think it is taking away from them being able to grow the sport and grow the league. Because, Chris, you said it, you have an opportunity since, it was 96, 97. We were in high school. Jarvis was probably in his sixth year of sophomore year. But
not funny.
But they have been around, and they have had marquee players that we have grown up with and watched and know, But I think this is an opportunity for the WNBA to have major popularity globally. And they just are fumbling because let me ask you this. And Chris, no, you don't get the answer because you know all the trivia. Jarvis, do you even know what place Indiana's in right now? Because it ain't first. It ain't second.
No, I think they're like third or fourth, aren't
No,
they?
they're fifth.
I knew it was around that.
Right? So we're not even talking about a team that is a top level team and all of this mess that's going on, right?
Yeah,
and
but they got two of the most polarizing players in the league.
Are they polarizing though?
That's the thing. Are they polarizing? And if they are, why? Let's break down why. And I think you're no longer allowed to have an opinion or a voice, or if you get the voice, if it only matches what the ideology is.
That's a very good take. Jarvis, either your reply or your opinion on all this, go for it.
Well, my take is not so sophisticated.
Whoa. Zach and I are shocked. I mean, we are shocked. This is
my take is
uncanny.
I mean, this poor league cannot get out of its own way. You got two marketable, okay, maybe I should have said instead of prolific or whatever. You have two marketable players on that Indiana team. You have people that Cunningham makes a statement, and then it just happens that when they play Minnesota, that Cheryl Reeve wears the shirt "Trans Kids Belong."
Just happened to wear it.
Yeah, just happened to wear it when they play Indiana.
Well, I think it's even worse than that too. Once you get through your point, we'll keep on Minnesota.
Yeah. Go ahead and let's. I want to hear him finish. Sorry.
And then you have Indiana's head coach.
We make sure you don't get too deep into that because that's definitely, especially after today, Jarvis. We want to go back to that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well then I won't get too deep because I could go on a tyrant. Or
that's for later.
A tirade. Sorry,
yeah.
Or a tirade.
As a tyrant.
And I got a tirade for that one. But because she has an opinion that is different from the left, or you have an opinion that's different from the right, or whatever. She has an opinion that's different from one side of this, the WNBA, and because it's not what most of the WNBA believes.
I'll just say, Jarvis, we're all social studies teachers or have been at some point. Go ahead. The majority.
Yeah, she's different from the majority, so now she's a racist and she's transphobic. No, she doesn't want girls to have to play against boys. What is hard to understand?
I go back to
vagina and a penis. It's not hard.
Kindergarten cop, right? I mean, back when we were.
It's not difficult. She has not said anything that I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want my daughter to have to compete against a male. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's exactly what she said. What is wrong with what she said? There are NBA players coming out.
Hey, again, hang on. Wait, go ahead. Just defending. Don't go into the other part. No, because it's this ball rolling sequentially.
Have you seen some of the two guys with the wigs that are going to?
Well, we're going to get there.
There's some great stuff out there.
We're going to get there.
But she's getting crucified for saying she doesn't want girls to have to play against guys. What? That's ridiculous. This is why are the liberals not out there saying? Why are they not out there going, wait a minute, this is women's rights. She is fighting for women's rights. She's more liberal than the liberals because she's out there fighting for women's rights. She is advocating for women.
There was
They should not play against men. What is wrong with America? These people are insane.
There was this picture in this meme or whatever post that said a woman is being yelled at by women for fighting for women's rights.
Man, what is wrong with that?
Make
is
that-
the problem and my wife probably getting mad at me upstairs. That's the problem with women. With women right now in this society, you're defending that I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
That thing I sent you guys with Stephen A, and I don't hardly ever agree with Stephen A.
Mm-hmm.
But he hit it right on. He was exactly correct.
Mm-hmm.
What in the world? I got way more, but I don't want to go too much into it. Let Chris talk.
Well,
I mean,
and the thing
I
about
love that she ain't backing down. I love that she's not backing down, and she's from MIZZOU. That makes it even better. And she's right. She's right. 100% right.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the other thing. I think it was about 2013, maybe around there. You had Serena Williams in an interview saying, "Hey, how about you go play this random tennis player who I think was ranked in the hundreds, maybe like 400th, 500th, and she was the number one player." And she comes out and she says, "He would absolutely, utterly destroy me." Well, why? You're the number one player in the world for women. And she said, "It doesn't matter. That's a man. His ranking doesn't matter." So how come a few years ago, Serena can say that? Everybody's, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense." And now fast forward a couple years,
Zach,
everyone loses their mind. Was it COVID?
Zach, are you really?
Yeah.
Is it COVID?
It's not COVID.
It's not COVID.
Did we leave the masks on too long?
No.
Was there something in the? Was there something
Zach,
in
that's so
the
obvious that we can't. One, we can't answer. Two, it's so obvious we don't have to answer.
Well, okay, so
next thing.
I got to give my take on that.
Chris has been just popping at the bit for this.
No, I mean it's all right. Look, I actually got into a Twitter debate a while back with a guy.
I can't post nothing about it because it'll just make me.
Well, but here's the thing. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to make sure that I know what I believe. I know what I feel. I know how I think about the whole situation, and we can talk about gender politics all day long. And I'll be honest with you, I don't care what you personally do, feel, or believe on anything when it comes to this. Now, I mean you, and I mean you as in anybody watching or how you feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I don't want to my own personal things, on beliefs on this, they stay to me. Here's how I believe on this, and this is 100% true. And Zach, you said as a father of a daughter, from a safety standpoint, and I mean safety first off, as a physiological, when a person has a physiological advantage that's it's biological. I don't feel like when we have a separation for women's sports due to that fact, I don't think biological men, I don't believe, and I think it's 100% wrong that they get to compete in women's sports. I don't care. We can talk about outliers as in, well, maybe you were born with both sexes, and those are like those are so far like outside of the norm that you can't play the outlier game and defend it. Because if we're talking about the average player, I don't believe the average female player should play against a biological male in any professional sports, any collegiate sports, or any high school sports. And that's not because I am a transphobe or I'm not no, that's not the case. From a safety standpoint, I watched that trans athlete that played volleyball at San Jose State and dominating. If someone who's a biological male as hard as they are able to hit because of what they have advantage wise, spikes a ball off someone's face, there's a good chance they're going to seriously hurt them. And as a coach and as a father, no, I don't agree with that. I don't think that should happen at all. So I'm not going to say anything different than what Sophie did. And if we're talking about in changing rooms and things like that, no, I don't want that either. I have no problem if we make separate changing rooms or anything like that. No, I'm fine with that. But if it's my kid, absolutely not. You lobbed it up like that, Zach. I'm going to answer that. And as far as women's sports is concerned, no, there's a distinct advantage. Does that mean they're going to be head and shoulders literally above them? Possibly. But we've seen any example that's given, someone who is a biological male competing against men can be below average and dominate when they compete against women. It's because of the science that's involved with being a biological male. And if you want to argue with, and this is what the Twitter argument was, well, what is a biological male? It's somebody who is born as a male. If you're biological female, you were born as a female. And again, you want to argue semantics and outliers and all those things. That's not what I'm getting at. We're not playing that game. I'm not going to. This is anyone who makes a decision to make that change, and that's your opinion, your feelings. That's fine. I respect how you feel for you as a person and what you think about yourself and feel and whatever you need to do. But for me, if I'm worried about the safety of young kids and women, I'm not for that. And that is the number one reason why. And and again, as you brought up Serena Williams, you can argue all day long that she didn't have the advantage against a biological male if she was playing tennis. And I think that is no doubt about it exactly why we can't have that. And real quick, Jarvis is right. We have people, and it's, Susan B. Anthony would be rolling over in her grave right now. She has to be. As social studies people like we've taught it or whatever, there is no freaking way that you can say that defending biological males competing in women's sports isn't like you took everything that these women put forth in an effort to make fair and equal sports for all these years. Title IX. You are just taking a big freaking dump on Title IX. And I don't understand it. It's the idiocracy.
Didn't even think about Title IX.
Title IX. It's absolute. That's why Title IX is it put in place to make things fair for women. And it's like, wait a minute, this isn't. And I'm not saying that, trans people or anybody like that can't play sports, but they can't play sports when they're not biologically the same sex. It's not right. It goes against everything that those women fought for years. I mean, for years. I'm a guy, and I'm defending women. We've got other people defending women who are guys, and we'll talk more about that too. But this is, to me, it's absolutely insane. And you know what? And I'm looking at our comments here on Facebook, and Coach Thompson says fair and equal are not the same. That is 1,000% true. It's just it's mind blowing. I don't understand how we can be
I
at
go
this
back
point.
to this. If it's so interchangeable, why are we not hearing it talked about the other way? If it's so, now the only woman that I can think of just off the top of my head that participated in a male sport and did so and probably had any type of success would be, ready, 1, 2, 3, Danica Patrick.
Yeah, but what's the?
There we go.
What is the? I mean, it's like it's like saying a female jockey in horse racing.
That's my point.
I'm not saying that. Listen, anybody who drives a race car, I mean, that is brutal.
Right.
Brutal. And you have to have skill.
And there's no female league, right? There's no female racing.
Correct.
League.
And you have to also think about what we're talking about here. The physiological advantages that a biological male has over a biological female are there. It's not the same in a race car. It's not the same riding a horse. I mean, there is, but it's but once you have to actually start running yourself and jumping yourself and doing those things yourself, that's when you definitely are going to see it.
I go back to this is 22, 23 years now, 22, 23 years ago, my very first year of teaching and coaching over at Herky Junior High. And we had an 8th grade, I coached junior high football, and we had an 8th grade girl play. And she was our nose guard D tackle. And she could play and she could hang with the guys, right? I mean, she funny story, she challenged our best running back. This is back in the day when you did Oklahoma and you did one-on-ones and all that. Our running back was running his mouth in class, and she said, "We're going one-on-one today, tackling drills." And I said, "You got it, Mindy. It's going to be the first thing we do." And she ate him up, and it was great. And she graduates, goes into high school, and everybody's wondering, "Hey, are you going to play in high school?" And she gave it about 2 seconds of thought and said, "No. Well, why not? You did so good as an 8th grader." She said, "I can't compete against the boys in high school. Like, I can't do it." Right. And I mean,
and I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch of times. Girls played in junior high, tried to play in high school in football, and it usually doesn't work.
I've watched. There was a girl from Saxony Lutheran.
Kickers, maybe, but
Highest had a kicker years ago.
Oh, hang on, hey, Kevin's here. Hang on, Kevin, I gotta get you set up on the screen here. But a girl from Saxony Lutheran who ended up playing with the boys before Saxony had a girls program.
Oh, she was a player,
Lauren Luter, and she went to Vanderbilt and she played there. And now she averaged 10 points a game against the guys. I only imagine what she would have done against the girls, and she was pretty good. But she's also playing a lot of Class 1-2 basketball. Again, Zach says that classifications don't matter. Kevin, before we get more into this, I want to, we actually have to go to commercial here in a second. What's your thoughts on this?
All right, I came in a little bit late, so I didn't hear all of the discussion on this, but it's a pretty clear answer. I'm a girls coach, and no, there shouldn't be guys playing girls sports, especially ones, and I think Chris said it, where there can be a physiological or a scientific advantage. It just doesn't work that way. So I don't know what the argument, I can't even come up with a decent argument the other way for it. So I don't know why this argument gets dragged out into all these other things. It's not about being fair and equitable. It's not right. It just doesn't work. That's why there's 2 leagues. Go do that. Well,
and it's funny, Jason, you mentioned about, females being kickers. A lot of the people who are giving, are protesting Sophie Cunningham or saying that she's,
because
hypocritical because she was a kicker for the football team. She's an athlete, and a kicker again is the most protected player next to the quarterback in football. And there's not the only thing you got to do is kick the ball far. Okay, that's it. Now, if she could outkick the guys in high school, okay, I can see that happening. But to say that she's going to go and let's say that Mizzou had an open spot for a kicker, they're not going to recruit Sophie Cunningham to be the kicker. If they did, it's a publicity stunt. That's not what's happening here. She against the best of the best, no. I mean, maybe Rockbridge didn't have a kicker or the kicker got hurt. I don't know how it all worked out.
It's like Vanderbilt had the soccer player that kicked for him for a couple of games a few years ago, but that was because they had 3 kickers get hurt, and she was their goalkeeper in soccer. And I think, what did she have, 1 kickoff and maybe a field goal or 2? I think that was it. But I think even on kickoffs, when she had to do the kickoff the one time, they basically did everything but just run her off the field after she kicked it.
I mean, you
They
got to
wanted
think
nothing.
that's they don't want nothing to do with that. I mean, so you got to you got to play a person down. So,
Yeah. So-
it's come on.
Because I think they were worried about somebody's going to go head hunting, somebody's going to make a bad decision, and I don't think they wanted anything to do with that. So I think she pooch kicked it just to try to like a little trick kick to try to see if they couldn't. You keep her out of harm's way. She had never tackled before anyway. You don't even wonder. It's not even safe for her to attempt to do that.
No.
So
And why is that, Kevin? Why is that, Kevin? Why is it not safe?
Because there's a lot of physical contact and somebody could get hurt if you don't do it correctly.
So all these people who are going out and saying, I mean, I believe what Sophie Cunningham believes about this. And again, she also says, she's like, I'm not hating on anybody. And anybody that I know who knows her, I know people who know her and who've spent time with her and her family. They are exactly how they portrayed it in that interview. They're just very down to earth people. They're fun loving people. They love everybody. They do not, it's not like they're out there going, oh my gosh, look at that person. Look at that person. Oh, they're so terrible. No, they're just like, it's everybody's welcome. So what I hate to see is a person who's genuine. They're just genuine, nice and good. And this is what the WNBA says they are, and they're not. When they sit there and make the comments that they're united and they stand together and we're looking for equity and inclusion in all the wrong, it's like you're looking for it in all the wrong places. You're dividing yourself because you can.
Well, I think that goes back to where the hypocrisy is. And again,
hypocrisy.
I mean, I want at some point, whether it's now or after commercial break, again, maybe, and Kevin and I had asked, you all are fathers of daughters. I want to get your opinion as a dad. But what hit me going back to Seattle was the owner yelling and berating at two teenage girls that just had a sign of support to Sophie.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And it's like, hold on, you are yelling at someone who bought tickets to come see your product, and you're going to just berate them over their opinion? Now hold on. Look at all the pay us what we owe us, taking a knee for this and that and the other, doing all of the other political gestures that have happened over the years. And that's okay. And this is where we say the whole hypocrisy comes in. But you mean to tell me as an owner, you're gonna go out of your way to go lambaste these two girls into tears? I don't know. I didn't have a daughter, and it just upsets me that, and no one's calling them out. No one's calling that owner out. It's just.
Oh, they slapped him with a five game home suspension. That's what the WNBA did.
So she's got to stay in a luxury hotel for 5 games during the whole while they're playing in their own city.
I mean, she's what? She doesn't get to go to the games.
I
Whatever.
was gonna say she probably didn't even go to the games anyway. What are we talking about?
I don't know. I think this.
Okay,
and then here you got someone who's a co-owner of the team, and we all know that owners probably have a little bit of money. I mean, I think they do. And I'm not saying WNBA franchises are, just loaded with cash, but you have to have enough cash to put on payroll for a pro sports team, so you have to meet some kind of requirements. You mean to tell me that these kids, who have front row seats, so you know that either their parents shelled it out or they raised the money or something, those seats weren't free. They're coming to see their favorite player play, and this is probably something they're not going to get to do a lot. Just in general or on the average. And that's what you do. You ruin their experience because of how you believe about their favorite player. Are you kidding me? I mean, gosh, it would do everything in me just to not make a scene. I mean, make an absolute scene. If that'd be my kid, I don't even know. I'd be on everybody's, do
not enter list. Yeah.
It's terrible.
For a league that can't get people to buy enough tickets to fill arenas, for them to be berating a pair of girls who paid, I just looked this up, $500 a seat.
Nope.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah.
And then they complain that nobody wants to watch, that why aren't the fans buying into our game? It boggles me that I guess they didn't go to school the day they taught business
People
at
aren't
business school.
buying into their game because of coaches like the Fevers coach. That's why people aren't, and like Minnesota's coach, and like players like that act like idiots and think, oh my God, why did I get suspended for 5 games? I only just tackled Caitlin Clark. That wasn't a vicious. Shut the front door.
I was worried about that one. All right. So as Jarvis segues into more stuff, we are going to take a commercial break. When we come back,
fair and equal aren't the same. That's all.
This is not going away. But you're watching the Coach's Box. We're going to go away for just a little bit, and we will be right back.
I'm a delivery robot. And this burrito, it ain't gonna deliver itself. Incoming. Whoa! I'm noodle looking both ways. Hey, I'm working here, all right?
Go on, little guy.
Andiamo! And if you don't have the right auto coverage, you'll be paying for this yourself. Switch to Allstate, and you can save hundreds. Hey, Jules, you still dating that slot machine?
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
Introducing the ultra-quiet Daikin Fit, a revolutionary HVAC system for ducted homes. The Daikin Fit keeps both noise and temperature at a comfortable level. It's the perfect fit for homes like yours. Hear the difference. Feel the benefits. Daikin Fit.
For service, visit www.smcihvac.com or call 636-337-2150. SMCI. Legacy built, future focused. Check out Elite Collectibles, now with 2 locations. Our Arnold store focuses on Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and other trading cards plus tournaments. Our Imperial location offers a little mix of everything, including sports and trading cards for all collectors. And don't forget, we host consignment auctions every Tuesday. Stop by, hang out, and see what you can pull at Elite Collectibles, now with an Arnold location and an Imperial location. If you love sports at every level, there's only one place to be. Gateway Sports covers it all. Preps, college, and the pros. Real coverage, real voices, real passion for the game. From live shows to podcasts, Gateway Sports connects the region like nobody else. Proudly powered by First Form and Recalibrate.com. Visit gatewaysports.net. Every level, one gateway. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast. If you're tuning in, you're probably watching on Facebook, YouTube, or on the X. And if you just are joining us and you just turned it on, you just missed all of our commercials from our gracious sponsors who enjoy making sure that you guys get a chance to watch this show or listen to it for free. So make sure that you guys get a chance to check those guys out and see all the products and services that they provide. And if you go to Elite Collectibles, just don't forget you can slip me an extra pack of cards. I will take your gifts. I'm not above doing that.
Hey, speaking of,
yeah,
hey, you know what? We never in the Midwest as card collectors, we never get anything. Rhode Island, they got the Cooper Flag 101.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. I bought a box of Bowman U basketball. And it was a hobby box. I got it on sale. I had some extra points from Fetch, like $50 from Fetch. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't bought cards in a long time, Zach. I know it's hard to believe. And I bought this hobby box. And I want to tell you, I know. It was 4 guaranteed autos, basically 4 packs of 10 cards each. And they were 4 not great autos.
I should say.
So
They're
the
not
lottery.
even in the league anymore, I bet.
I'm getting ready to cash my fetch out too, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, yeah. If anybody wants to use Fetch, just holler at me and I'll send them an invite.
Screw him, holler at me.
Everybody likes to holler at you, Jarvis.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of being hollered at,
right.
everybody seems to be
do.
hollering at, as Jarvis did allude to, Stephanie White, the head coach of the Indiana Fever.
She should be fired.
Yeah, so hang on, Jarvis. Let me set the tone here for all of our
Fire her
listeners. And you're about to get muted. All right, so let me finish my ADD here. So Stephanie White has obviously after Sophie Cunningham made her remarks. Seems like every coach in the WNBA was asked what they feel about biological men competing in women's sports. And one of the things that Stephanie White, the Indiana Fever head coach, had to say was, when she was asked that she was not educated enough to make to give her view on this. And after watching Kindergarten Cop, I kind of feel like it's pretty simple here. We alluded to it. We don't have to say it again. Great line, great quote. But she wasn't the only one. Obviously, Jarvis alluded to Cheryl Reeve for the head coach of Minnesota, wearing the Trans Kids Belong shirt, which, again, nobody said that trans kids don't belong. But everything seems to be misconstrued. And then it seems like we have this common sense question that's being asked. And White didn't do any, didn't answer it, and neither did any other coach whenever they were asked it. And Stephanie White has been under fire quite a bit for not going to bat seemingly going to bat publicly for her players, Caitlin Clark, who's abused basically the last 2.5 seasons, and then kind of how things are going with Cunningham, and we'll get to the hard flagrant 2 foul from Carrington. But guys, what's your thoughts real quick, and then we'll shift the gears on the whole thing with Stephanie White defending her players. Again, WNBA problems here. Anyone?
Go ahead.
WNBA problems, you mean they've created the problem so they can stay in the front of the media? Because otherwise they'd be on page, I don't know. They'd be past numbers. They'd be on lettered pages at this point.
Where's the crossword puzzle?
Yes, it's below that.
Sudoku.
So,
nobody plays that.
Yeah, it's just not a good look to not at least back in some way, publicly back 2 of your best players, 1 of your better players, and expect them to want to play for you. I don't get it. I don't get it even a little.
I'm gonna say, if I'm her coach, here's the thing. 2 things. 1, she makes the comment, I didn't see the play in real time.
Okay, hang on. So let's hang on.
Just
time out on the Carrington flagrant against Sophie. Let's start. I know. But let's start
this
with
coach screwed up twice. Pick one problem at a time.
Yeah, pick the first screw up. Alleged screw up. Allegedly.
Well, go ahead. I'm on the Cincinnati with that.
Okay.
She's like Jarvis said, she needs to go.
Jarvis, do you want to wait until we get to that part, or do you want to go ahead and give your feeling on that?
Okay, we're still talking about the feeling about her bagging them up, or what?
Yes.
What feeling am I on?
Oh God, what feeling? I don't know. What feeling do you have? I meant the whole. Okay, well, so we're still on the. I can't answer this question. I'm not educated enough. Let's start there.
Okay. Oh,
sounded like she was in front of Congress at a Senate hearing.
Brandon Gill was not asking the question, so she should have been okay.
Well,
that guy's great.
If I'm Caitlin Clark and I'm Sophie Cunningham, here's what I'm going to do. Caitlin Clark inbound the ball to Sophie. Caitlin Clark stands right in front of their coach. Sophie is going to throw the ball back to Caitlin Clark as hard as she effing can. And Caitlin Clark is going to get out of the way, and that ball is going to hit their coach right in the noggin. And
I want you to hit the bull. Hit the
bull. Win a state. So, Crystal City girls players, when you don't like the play that Jarvis draws up.
Hey, shut the heck up here.
There you go.
I'm just saying, how do you not? I don't care if your player is wrong. You have to back your player on this.
All right, we're going to go ahead and just slide right into the hard foul. Since
So
since
I'm
we're
talking
there.
about on what Sophie said.
Okay,
And
all right, that's fine.
She has to back her on this. She can't. And how is it, this? The state of Indiana is a pretty conservative state. How are they not just burning the place down and wanting her out? How are they not?
I think they are.
I think the Fever need a new voice.
Yes.
I think the fever is called a fever.
When you were talking earlier about the show and how hey, I so wanted to say something when you said at the beginning of the show, this is our whatever episode, none of us have lost our job, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to interrupt and go, yeah, but some of us got a new voice.
I mean, that's true. I meant specifically because of this.
But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I mean, and you're not wrong on this because, it's one of those things like, I mean, unless it goes 1,000% against your personal beliefs, and there's better ways to answer it, but we're looking at a fairly simple, common sense question that I feel like everybody wants. Zach said it. It's like you're speaking in front of Congress. Nobody wants to give the right answer here because they're afraid of hurting someone's feelings. Guys, facts are facts, and facts don't care about your feelings. And here's the facts.
Here's
biological men shouldn't compete in women's sports.
Again,
all of us. You're a women's basketball coach. How is this a hard question to answer?
Right.
It's not multiple choice. That's why it's hard.
But here's the thing.
There's two choices.
Okay, and I'm not,
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Man's holding up some fingers. How many? It's got to be. I'm going to say this. Look, even if she doesn't want, or any coach, NFL coach, NBA coach, MLB, if a coach doesn't want to answer the question, then I think they have every right to sit here and say, one, I'm here to talk about sports, and I'm here to talk about my team and my players and us winning. And then two, I think, Chris, I don't know if you said or alluded to it, you can say respectfully, I am not going to answer your questions that pertain to non-sports related topics. If you want to check my own personal social media outlet stuff, and you want to get my viewpoints there, have at it. But I am a coach. I'm going to talk about my team, my sport, and you need to respect the fact that I refuse to answer.
I think. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, if players can say to the media, I'm not going to talk about my contract anymore until after the season, then a coach can sit here and say, don't ask me stupid questions that don't have anything to do with us trying to win ball games.
And that's I would have probably been fine with this when you said it. I'm not here to talk about that. And then to have for Jarvis's point here, to have your players back. Listen, I respect the fact that Sophie has a voice and she wants to use it, and whatever she wants to use it for, that's on her, because she has the right to her opinions and a right to her beliefs. And it's real simple. So if we want to talk about basketball, I'm here to answer questions about that. Done deal. You don't have to, again, nobody, notice I haven't said my feelings, my only feelings on this whole thing is it's real simple. And to me, it's common sense. And I didn't say anything. I didn't say any group of people are wrong. I didn't say any group of people are anything like that.
Yeah, but they are wrong.
No, well, okay, but you can have that opinion and you can express it. And I respect the fact that you will. Me, I'm saying, here's what I think is wrong. I don't think biological men should play with women. And if she didn't want to say that, she could have just said, I'm appreciate Sophie getting, I support her beliefs and her opinions, just like everybody else. We all have the right to do that. And you could give your coach speak and you could sidestep it without stepping in it. And that's what I feel like she did by not going to bat and by doing, and she wasn't the only one. Alex Sarma from Portland, he it's all about, it's all about, and everybody wants to say, I don't feel exclusion's an answer. Everybody said that. Who's being excluded? Who women-wise, is being a biological female is being excluded from the WNBA. This is not where, and this is how things. It's like playing the telephone game.
That's why the word exclusion, to me, cannot be used in this whole argument.
Correct. I agree with that.
I just feel like I'm watching Chris down at the farm, stepping in cow pies.
I was
over and over and over.
Well, no, Chris was he was walking around the shit because he was dodging it. He was dodging it. You could say cow pie, but it's shit.
Yeah,
and
listen, I'm going to tell you what, that stuff smells like money. All right? That's all I'll tell you. And if you got a lot of it, that means you got a lot of money.
There you go.
So, I mean, I think...
a lot of cow patties?
Yeah, there you go.
A lot of money.
There's a lot of it walking around there when you got that. So, I mean, I think that's the part that I just... Yeah. Fence. I think that's what I think that's part of the problem that a lot of people have is just the fact that, it's like one thing after another, especially with Stephanie White. It's have your players' backs, and we've kind of been watching when you coach everybody. I had this conversation today with Coach Heeb, and we had a great conversation on the phone. And he said, it's amazing that people will judge you that they don't know you, and they're watching you coach, and they watched you on how you addressed your team. It's the first time they saw you in a game in the third quarter in a timeout. They don't know you, but that moment right there is how they're going to judge you. And I was thinking about that before we came on the show, and just thinking about how I watch Stephanie White coach, and everything that's built with how coaches are is this perception. And we live in a world of public opinion, and people watch how you act and watch what you say, and then they have a belief. So like everybody thinks that Sophie, or a lot of, I would say everybody, there's a large number of people who think that Sophie Cunningham is a MAGA Barbie. Based on what? Based on what you think that she said, that this was a conservative based answer that she made. And at the same time, she's all for loving everybody and inclusion. Well, then people maybe who are conservative are like, oh, well, she's just liberal and she likes everybody. Instead of just saying, like, I can stand here in the middle with both feet on each side of this, and I'm not against people. I'm not hating on anybody. It boggles my mind, but that's what we get. We get this snapshot and this perception. So as a person in the public, and especially when you're on TV, and especially when the camera goes right to you, and because the more that people talk, the more, if you haven't noticed, in Indiana Fever games, every time something happens now, especially since officiating has been talked about for 2.5 years, the camera finds Stephanie White. And I don't think she's aware of that like she needs to be, because every piece of body language that she gives is going to be critiqued because of what she has on her team. And I think she's missing that point. I think the league's missing that point. And somebody should be like, hey, you might want to pay attention to this. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of where we are with that. I'm going to shift us over unless you guys have any final thoughts, because it's like a cornucopia of crap to talk about. It's amazing. It's like we don't even have to put a topic list together. We just look at the recent news from the WNBA, and it's like, ooh, goody. Ooh, look at that. Any final thoughts on that before we shift gears?
I do like that they recently interviewed Sophie Cunningham, and she said, I just want to talk about basketball. Like, quit asking me about all this.
Yeah.
And I stated my opinion on something. I'm done with it. Can we just talk about the game?
Now, I think – go ahead.
And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Now, to be fair, I think no one, or I should say everyone, is to blame, because if this was Sophie's first issue, and I'm going to use that lightly in air quotes, in the media, then it's probably not blown up to this, this size here. but this isn't her first. She's had several issues the past couple seasons. Okay. So she's put right, wrong, or indifferent. She's put her own target on her back by going out of her way to do different things. So she's got to own this. The fact that you wanted the limelight. Again, if you don't like your job being a basketball player, this is any of them, then go take that 6-figure salary, move on, and go do something else with your college degree, or just do another occupation. But when you're going to have the things that you've done in the past several years, and you're going to be outspoken, and you're going to put yourself out on social media, that's called cause and effect. What did we say? What did you guys always say? You're free of choice, but you're not free of consequence.
Okay,
and what?
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No,
I'm just saying. I think that that's something that has blown up over the last couple of years. Because if this was a no-name player, meaning in somebody that was just at the end of the bench and somebody that was hasn't put herself out there, this probably is a non-issue.
Okay, so what when you talk about consequences,
right?
Is some of this an appropriate consequence? Because consequence has a negative connotation, but let's just say outcome, or you can say consequence.
Okay.
That really doesn't matter to me. Is it appropriate?
I mean, is this a positive situation we're talking about?
I said, is it appropriate? Is this the appropriate? Is it appropriate? I mean, is this justified? Is what she's getting in return justified? If let's just say there's 10 different 10 different women with the same kind of, they're role players like Sophie Cunningham are. And, when you have 10, that means they have different characteristics, different qualities. Are all 10 of those going to be receiving the same thing? And if you don't understand where I'm getting at, then that's part of the problem. Because I think that's the problem. I think I'm
going to ask, are you alluding to the fact that she's a straight white female?
I'm not saying that that's the reason. I'm saying that when you're talking about, is it appropriate? And I'm asking, is it appropriate? Is this justified? Like, is she going out of her way to, hate on people? What is she doing that's making it okay for people to look? And there are athletes I don't like, but they're good. I don't dislike them personally. I don't hate them. I just don't. I like Nathan McKinnon from the Avalanche. I think he's a great player. I don't like him because he plays for the Avalanche. Mm-hmm. There's people that I've watched in sports that I never have liked. Like Tayshaun Prince. I had to think of one because I didn't like watching Tayshaun Prince. He went to Kentucky. I didn't like him because he went to Kentucky, and then he played for the Pistons, and I wanted the Lakers to win, et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't like him. But I didn't hate him. I didn't like the way he played. I mean, because he's going. What is the justification to absolutely hate Sophie Cunningham? Because she has opportunities that you don't. Is because she's different than you?
I'm going to say this. It's the same reason why, if you look at the hat here, why everybody hated Christian Laettner. Okay,
because
now I mean,
he
won a lot.
A white guy at
he
Duke.
Was a better. Yeah, watch the 30 for 30.
I watched.
If you haven't yet, there's great. It's like multiple prongs.
It's an awesome 30 for 30.
But I think it goes into the. I think it goes into the same vein as that. Okay, if we're going to sit here and open all of this up, which I also, if we're gonna chase and go on a tangent here, I think it's the same reason why people back in the day probably, I don't know, you look at a Rodman or maybe you look at a Draymond, like there's these personalities, whether they are real, whether they're cultivated. You said perception. Perception is reality.
Perception is reality.
She has a perception, whether it's somebody in the Midwest, on the coastlines, or whatever, everybody, because she puts herself out there and right, wrong, or indifferent, again, she has created the opportunity for people to create or to perceive her.
Sure.
Okay. Hold on.
Go ahead.
What? So what are you talking about? Like puts herself out there because she was in a swimsuit issue?
That's kind of putting yourself out there, Jason.
That's putting yourself out there.
Well, I know. I mean, he just keeps saying.
Yeah. Well, think
puts
about
herself out there.
Think again. That social media.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to compare her.
Yeah.
Okay. There's not a lot of people in the WNBPA that could put themselves out there for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a matter of opinion.
I'm just saying there's not.
I mean, because that's very subjective. Your viewpoint on that is different than other people. That's
okay,
how I think.
But
that's sure. That's fine.
His viewpoint of what she's doing, of putting herself out there, like Angel Reese is putting herself out there,
and people have perception of her.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but her perception is received a lot different than Sophie's. But there's a reason.
Depends on who's doing it.
But there's a reason.
Depends.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, I said all that because I'm not advocating that people are wrong if they hate on Sophie Cunningham. I'm not advocating people are wrong if they hate on Angel Reese. I'm saying that I think the thing that people should understand is you are, and again, about perception, you're basing this on a snapshot you're seeing in public. And as Zach says, you're putting yourself out there. My question is what's wrong with that? And use Angel Reese. Angel Reese has a Barbie doll line that came out because she said there weren't a lot of Barbies that looked like her. Hey, I think that's cool. That's fine. I think what I don't think is fine is her going 1 for 12 in a WNBA game and then comparing her game to Michael Jordan and thinking that everybody that she's the reason people watch. I mean, if you want me bounds.
If you watch that whole thing I sent to you guys all the way through, the other guy, the former police officer guy, talks about Angel Reese in there. But anyway.
Wait. Doug Schaefer has a great comment. He said, to be fair, Angel has put herself out there because no one has a perception of her being a basketball player.
That's good.
Doug, that's good. That was great.
And you know what, Doug? You're absolutely right because we're not talking about the game of the WNBA.
We have not talked about
all this stuff that has nothing to do with them playing and has everything to do off of the court.
And that is another thing. I mean, this is keeping the WNBA in the media. It is keeping them relevant, which their basketball play might not keep them relevant.
I mean, any kind of negative attention is attention, right?
I don't know, man. At some point you got to say enough's enough and just take a break and do a good story now. Do something positive.
But there is. I'm sorry, but I think what Sophie Cunningham is said and did was good.
I mean,
but you notice we're not necessarily talking. We're talking more about the reaction to what Sophie Cunningham said than what actually, in some instances, was said. It's the negative's going to last longer. It's going to keep people in the front because if the WNBA is not in the front with these stories, they fall to like the 7th sport in the U.S., maybe 8th, behind professional pickleball.
Cornhole.
There you go.
Cornhole.
Yeah, either one. Yeah.
So
they fall behind yard games.
The only time I ever watch the WNBA is when the Fever are playing. That's the only time I watch it. It's the only time I ever watch it is when Sophie's playing and Caitlin Clark's playing. That's the only time I'm going to watch it.
I mean, me personally, I'll sit down and I'll watch women college basketball well before I watch NBA. Same thing with men's college basketball. I'm not watching the NBA because, again, it's not basketball anymore.
No, I'll watch the NBA before I'm going to watch the WNBA.
Well,
and I'm gonna,
again, if you're saying that's the only thing that's
it depends on
sure.
who's playing. It depends on who's playing.
I watch college basketball before college men's basketball before anything.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about when we were talking about the NBA, I'm going to go ahead and segue. Since we took a long time, we're going to kind of space out our commercials here for this segment. So, little pivot here. The NBA. A lot of NBA players are now seeing how big of a hypocrisy this is with the WNBA, and two in particular, former players.
Yes,
Enes Kanter Freedom.
Yes.
He added Freedom, kind of like Meta World Peace, changed the name, and Royce White, both former NBA players, Kanter being a number 2 pick overall, 7 foot tall, have both publicly, Royce White's running for Congress, by the way, and he's doing this while running for Congress. So he obviously is making a big push.
Backup plan.
Sure, right? They both have filed official paperwork to enter the WNBA draft because they're both identifying as women. And they have actually checked to see if they are following the guidelines to do so. So they have come out publicly and said that they made statements, social media statements, that they will be entering the 2027 WNBA draft, filed the paperwork. It shows them signing the papers, and because this is what they feel, and they are following the rules. And a lot of people, including the WNBPA, I want to make sure the players union for the women, the WNBA, said that they're not going to be made into political pawns. And Cathy Engelbert, the much maligned WNBA commissioner, much maligned because of the officiating the last couple of years, now is really getting to hear a lot more from people, because now she's having a committee of WNBA people in the league to figure out how they're going to handle this, because there seems to not be a very simple answer. Task force, yes. So there's a task force to basically define the qualifications to be in the WNBA. I'm pretty sure the W means women, but I could be wrong.
Who knows? Maybe that's what it is. Who knows?
It's like that Saturday Night Live skit with George Washington when it's like, what does that mean? Nobody knows.
Barzingis or whatever.
Yeah, I love it. I can't remember his name, but look that one up. It's actually
have you guys seen the video of them practicing?
It's and Royce White is wearing a wig, and it's I mean, but hey, listen.
It's so great.
I'll start here with this. I feel like and I think Kyle Kuzma made a statement about this. It's ironic that men are coming to bat for women's sports. Mm-hmm. I mean, to be honest here, they're I don't think. I think if they're going to be allowed to do this, then they're going to do it, because you're saying, okay, yeah, you can enter the WNBA draft because you're following all these guidelines, and we don't have a rule that says you cannot be a biological male. Mm-hmm. So they're going to do it if you're going to allow them, but it's not really intended to do that. It's like, listen, this is stupid, but I'm going to continue doing this until you tell me, okay, you're right, it's stupid. But if you're going to play chicken with me and we're both getting ready to collide, I'm just going to keep going, because I don't think. And I've thought about it, because I don't want to. I try not to make too bold of statements without having a little bit of thought to it. I think they got the WNBA in a checkmate situation here. They either have to say, okay, you're not a biological woman, you can't participate. They have to let them play, or they're going to get their butts sued. Okay, it's all there is to it. I mean, they're going to get sued because they're following all the rules. So, or
they change the rule to define what it is, and then it messes with everybody socially. Like that's the kicker. I don't know how many comments of they.
I never thought I'd see this out of Kyle Kuzma.
Right?
Hey, I love it. It's great.
I've seen all these comments about the FA has happened, and now it's about to be FO.
Yeah.
I don't know how many.
Awesome.
Yeah, because they're listen, you're it's like you're playing a dangerous game here.
Yeah.
You know, and again, why are biological men coming to bat for the WNBA? Why and it's like they're getting ridiculed by certain people saying they're making a mockery. Are they?
I was gonna say, is this not what they're doing though? I mean, are they really going to bat for the WNBA? Are they really just trying to show how sad and
now wait a minute.
utter
Hey,
nonsense?
wait. I don't
No?
know if they have kids, but if they're fathers of girls,
Mm-hmm.
if I had the means to do it, I would do that because I think I personally think it's stupid that they're not defining this position. It's the WNBA.
I think we're doing it now.
We're talking
You
about
have the
it.
means. You're doing it now. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is my channel of saying how I think things are stupid, and this is stupid.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude. I mean, I sat here and watched my daughter play all these girls' sports. I mean, my daughter had to play against a male in volleyball. And I was like, we sat there and watched it. And I mean, they still beat them, but it was just like, what are we freaking doing here? Like, and you could just tell he was way better than everybody. Like, it's just like, what are we doing? This is.
It seems like
we're supposed to be the greatest country in America, and we can't get whether we're a male or female right.
in North
I
America.
said, I'm sorry, greatest country in the world. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just wanting to clarify on the
I'm
geography
sorry.
lesson.
Greatest. Hey, right now I'm telling you, do not make some cut up of that stupid.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's
Jarvis.
yeah.
Did the Germans bomb Pearl Harbor too?
It'll be in the group chat by 11 p.m.
Oh, I'm not
Anyway.
that good.
So the greatest country in the world, and we can't figure out male and female. Shut up. I mean, I just it's stupid. Stupid.
How far does society have to fall before these are the conversations that we have to have? We had the Industrial Revolution. We've made great and powerful and mighty and amazing inventions. And then all of a sudden, like 200 years later, we're arguing over really easy questions.
Hey, who knew that one South Park creators had it right, and then who knew Mike Judge had it right in Idiocracy? That is where we are living. That is what we are going through right now. Is that beginning of the movie Idiocracy?
It's what Doug says. Greatest country in America is this week's clip.
Okay, dude. Can nobody just make a mistake and let it go?
No, there's no safe place here. Have you not realized
guess what?
this?
Hey,
Internet's
I
forever.
hate everybody on the show, and I hate all our viewers.
Hey, you know who you sound like? You sound like the Fevers coach.
Well, I hate her too.
What did she
all right,
say?
so-
What was her last line?
Oh, hang on, we're going to get to that. Hang on, because that's
the hell
that's
with you.
Yeah. On that note, we're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we will be in our third and final segment of the Coach's Box. You might be still watching. I don't know. We'll see. We'll be right back.
I'm a 200-year-old elm, and while I might be holding up on the outside, on the inside, I'm dead. Oh man, it feels good to just let go. And if you don't have the right home coverage, well, this could break your bank. Switch to Allstate, and you can save hundreds. Put it on my tab. I'll show myself.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
Introducing the ultra-quiet Daikin Fit, a revolutionary HVAC system for ducted homes. The Daikin Fit keeps both noise and temperature at a comfortable level. It's the perfect fit for homes like yours. Hear the difference. Feel the benefits. Daikin Fit.
For service, visit www.smcihvac.com or call 636-337-2150. SMCI, legacy built, future focused. Check out Elite Collectibles, now with 2 locations. Our Arnold store focuses on Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and other trading cards plus tournaments. Our Imperial location offers a little mix of everything, including sports and trading cards for all collectors. And don't forget, we host consignment auctions every Tuesday. Stop by, hang out, and see what you can pull at Elite Collectibles, now with an Arnold location and an Imperial location. If you love sports at every level, there's only one place to be. Gateway Sports covers it all. Preps, college, and the pros. Real coverage, real voices, real passion for the game. From live shows to podcasts, Gateway Sports connects the region like nobody else. Proudly powered by First Form and Recalibrate.com. Visit gatewaysports.net. Every level, one gateway. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast. This is our 270th episode, and we appreciate you guys being a part of it. And if you are watching on Facebook, X, or on the YouTubes, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to go back, check out all of our sponsors during our commercial break, and they're all local businesses, and they are all here to help you guys out for any of your needs that they provide those services. I mean, especially if it's air conditioning, Home by SMCI, they will help you out. Can't help you with my car. It doesn't have air conditioning, but they can help you out if your house doesn't. And that's a little bit more important than your car having it, especially when it's the hottest damn week of the year. I'm joined by Zach Jarvis and Kevin Howley. Guys, we are moving into our third segment of WNBA Idiocracy. And I will start by lobbing this one up. So if things couldn't get any worse for the beleaguered Indiana Fever coach, I never can say this right. DiJonai Carrington had a hard foul on Sophie Cunningham. And when I say hard foul, she tried to clothesline her. I mean, she could have been going for the ball. It was a little excessive. And, obviously it was called a foul. There was a little scuffle. They went and checked the replay. They assessed her flagrant 2. Carrington gets ejected, goes into the locker room, and tweets or posts on X hashtag white privilege and tags the Indiana Fever. She has, in recent days, came out and said that it had nothing to do with the foul. It had nothing to do with Sophie. It had nothing to do with the Fever. Okay, I don't get that, but I'm going to set the stage here and let you guys have your floor. Then in the press conference after the game, Stephanie White seemingly defends Carrington, saying that it was a hard foul and they got the call right, and that was about it. So then, of course, social media, and when you talked about this, having a perception of how you handle things, man, everybody's just ripping her for, again, not sticking up for her players. Matter of fact, sticking up seemingly for the other players on the other team. Because after the foul happened and everybody started to scuffle, did she go right to Sophie? Nope. She went over to Carrington and the official. Again, where she went, perception's everything. And then before the game yesterday, had a pregame presser where she literally just kind of went into a tangent, or just went off, however you want to say it, made a statement 2 minutes long, talking about people saying she doesn't defend her players and what they think of her, and she's only human and makes mistakes, but she always defends her players. talks about not letting people inject decisive. I want to make sure I want to say it exactly right here. People on the online community, they're trying to create narratives that simply don't exist, trying to create a fabrication or distortion of who I am or what I'm about, and then kind of injecting that into our league. And then basically kind of saying that, she's, they're going to take the high road. I'll always lead with love. I always lead with grace. I always lead with humility. I always lead with integrity. Doesn't mean I always get things right. I'm also human. The hate, the fear-mongering, the divisiveness, the stuff that's trying to hijack it, there it is, will not win. It won't win. We are united. We are connected. We will not be divided. Every day, these women put their ass on the line every day. When they go low, we go high. Love will win. Grace will win. Humility will win. And kindness will win. I stand by them. I always stand by them. Everybody else can go to hell. And then she gets up and walks away. There was a lot to digest. I listened to it, and I wanted to make sure I got the last part of it correct how I quoted it here, because I want to review that, and I want us to digest that, and this whole thing, starting with the foul on Carrington, or the foul that was assessed to Carrington on Sophie Cunningham. Fellas, that's a lot to unpack. Let's start at the beginning there. Let's hear your thoughts.
Kevin, start us off, man. You've been quiet today. Plus, you were late.
I'm going to be. It sounds like somebody backpedaling as fast as humanly possible while stumbling over every step of backpedaling at the same time. Also, while trying to drag a kitchen refrigerator with her, holding her back. I can't find any other way to say this other than it's a poor attempt at trying to make it right.
I like that one.
So,
all right, who else? Who's next? Anyone?
Jarvis, have at it.
All right, Jarvis.
Nope, Zach's next.
All right.
We all are coaches. We all have been head coaches. I am just at an absolute loss that you are a professional coach, and first of all, you make the statement that you make the night of is totally, totally asinine. And then you make the statement that you came out a day or two later and it is completely tone deaf. I don't know how much the coaches make. I would say this. I would have day one of a meeting, especially if I'm like an NBA coach, a professional coach or whatever, heck, probably even more in college now too. And I would say, look, here's what we're going to do. I will back you 100% in public. I'm going to get fined for you, probably kicked out of some ball games for you. Caitlin Clark, you have the Nike deal. You have all this, all that. I want you guys to pay my fines because I'm going to go absolutely nuclear, whether it's on officials, whether it's on the media, whether it's on whoever I need to show everybody how much support I have for you. That's going to cost me money. I'm okay with that. I'm just saying, find it in the goodness of your heart. Maybe take some of that Nike money, that $28 million, maybe hook a brother up here. And the first
or sister.
Or sister in this situation, right? The fact that she said, and Chris, I don't know, it's probably trademarked, we can't do it. But if we had the picture and could put the picture up that says, oh, I wasn't looking at the play. And there's literally her with a still picture as Sophie's getting clotheslined. She's looking directly at the play.
What play was she watching?
Exactly. And I get
play going on.
The only play going on, right?
It was a steal and a fast break pitch ahead layup.
Yeah. And it's just so completely asinine to me that you don't have your players back. You are a professional coach in a professional league. You go ballistic on whoever you need to go ballistic. And this is me saying it with all three of you that are way more animated than I am.
I don't know. I saw you sprint for that timeout.
Yes.
Kevin, you saw Jarvis. You saw Zach.
He
Zach's
was all
got.
the way down to the baseline on that timeout.
He was on the
There's
floor. I
video of it
couldn't
somewhere.
grab him. I could not get to him quick enough. I'm like, he is deceptively fast.
I'm like a cat.
I wanted
What
him to
was
get
that?
a
Fat
second.
joke? No.
Like a cat, like
Go on.
Garfield, maybe. But
Some lasagna does sound good.
A fat
I'm not
cat.
gonna lie.
Zach like, I'm hungry.
But I don't know. I just go back to you have to have your players back. And then this was the night of, then you look at Caitlin Clark and her teammate, and they are just absolutely befuddled at her response in real time. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Jarvis, go ahead.
I've always been taught to be respectful to my coach.
Yeah.
But if I'm Caitlin Clark and I'm Sophie, F her. How could you respect her? How could you want to play for her? How could you want to win for her?
Mm-hmm.
How could you want to do anything for her? Like, she'd call play and I would break out of the huddle and go, yeah, screw her. We're running this. You know, I mean, seriously. And Zach's exactly right. Someone does that to one of my players, and I'm especially a professional coach. Now, you can't do that at the high school level because they're going to hire a new voice. But at the professional level, you're a professional coach. You're getting thrown out of the game. You're getting thrown out of the game. They're freaking pulling you off of people because you're going out there. You're going out there and going, you're throwing you're throwing bows, you're throwing elbows, you're throwing everything.
It's everything in the Chris Miller repertoire. It's Hulk smash, it's clipboards, it's all of it. Like, it's all of it.
Wow, way to bring that full circle.
That was good. But I mean,
great take.
You are probably losing your mind. That'd be like like your best player getting tackled. You're losing it. I mean,
Yep.
And it hasn't happened yet because it didn't happen last year. It didn't, and this goes back to, again, if we're going to tie it back to earlier segment, Sophie had to be the enforcer. And this is
how many times has she had to retaliate because the coach, well, evidently, I mean, she don't care. She wants people with penises to be playing. So, I mean, what's the matter?
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Well, she does. I mean, she didn't even. I mean, I would have went over to that. If I'm a female coach of the Female Fever, and we show up in Minnesota, and that coach has that shirt on, I'm going to go over there and go, yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. You're cool. You know what I mean? Come on. But anyway.
I don't know. I go, and then Caitlin Clark being the leader that she is, has to come out and say, hey, we support the coach, the locker
how
room's
could
not
you
divided.
There's a point in time where you just have to say our coach sucks. I mean,
she can't do that.
She can't because of perception,
can't.
right?
She can't. Okay.
She can't because
but her coach sucks.
Well, Jarvis, I mean, again, the perception that her and Sophie Cunningham have to create, whether it's false or true, is that they are a united front. Because when's the easiest time to attack anyone is when they're divided, when they're not combined together.
But
I mean,
it's
the way it is.
But everyone is staring at this situation knows that locker room is divided right now.
That's an assumption.
Yeah. Well, Caitlin is handling it exactly the way the coach should have handled it from the beginning.
Correct.
Publicly, I'm going to support my coach. In the locker room, taking her behind the tool shed and just ripping her up one side of the wall and down the other.
Can you
imagine?
imagine?
We don't know that. But.
Well, and
Can
here's
you
the thing.
imagine what it'd be like in there right now? Could you imagine how awkward that is?
And I'll go one step further. And again, this could be heat of the moment, and so we don't know. But there's clips of Clark and the coach going at it, and the coach getting mad and yanking her and putting some scrub-a-dub in her spot because Caitlin's either back talking or disagreeing or whatever the case. Now, listen, I don't know about you, but again, this isn't college. This isn't high school. You have to work with your professional players. That's the reason why some, if not most, college coaches don't pan out in pros, because it's different. It's adults that make more than you, and they have some say. So there's already, in my, again, perception, when you see I'm going to sub out Caitlin Clark, the best player on the team, if not the floor, night in, night out, and put some other girl in just because we're going to have a heated exchange, that's also not coaching.
I mean, so you said, I like this, you said a lot of coach speak tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to make sure that everybody understands that while I have certain opinions on this, I also see both sides. We don't know. I'm serious, but look at it like this. Hang on. Hear me out for a second. We would all assume, based on what we're seeing with our eyes.
Is this Chris Miller?
Is this on the rails? Is this on the rails?
No. You're stop.
If I had a tomato, I'd throw it.
Let's see where he goes before he runs into something here.
There we go.
Shut up, Kevin.
We all are. I think we can agree by what we're seeing. There's a very good assumption of what you said, that the locker room has to be divided. I don't know how I could play for somebody who I don't feel like is publicly defending me. Now, if I always told our kids, I'm not going to go out and I'm going to say, Jarvis, you've coached against me. I'm not ever going to try to give you bulletin board material and talk about we're going to beat you or anything like that. What am I going to say? I'm just like, well, I don't know. We'll see. We've got to overcome bad coaching. I'm like that all the time.
Oh,
when I'm around
everything. Yes.
Now, am I like that with our kids? No. I'm very much open and upfront. You guys do this, you guys are going to win. We can beat these guys. Or, hey, you guys are going to have to pack a lunch or something to beat these guys unless we're playing high level. My inside the locker room is different than what I portray to the public. The difference here is I'm a high school basketball coach. This is a professional basketball coach. And as I said, the cameras and everything else are all on her. Every time that the camera, something happens, you're going to see how Stephanie White is reacting. So does she have her player? Do her players feel like that she has their back? I'm sure to a degree, but again, court of public opinion is, what do I see with my eyes? What am I showing? If that had been me and one of my kids got taken out, one of my players got taken out, I might turn and look at the other coach and say, if you don't stop it, I'm going to stop it. Mm-hmm. And this is the way I am. Now, again, I'm not a pro coach, probably for a number of reasons. My take on the whole thing is this. When her rant, she goes down several rabbit holes. When I look at this as a coach, I don't think she really came across as defending her players after the social media and everybody started attacking. I don't think that's what she was necessarily doing and all that. I kind of felt like this was a big woe is me. Like everybody's jumping on my case out of frustration, trying to, like she's trying to defend herself because she's blaming everybody else. I feel like she's making excuses, because if you go and listen to the whole thing, like I'm only human, I'm gonna make mistakes. By God, we are coaches, and if you don't have to, these are some things I don't have to say to everybody all the time. Mm-hmm. But when you're sitting there getting constantly attacked, for a fact that you are going to be one of the most scrutinized coaches in the WNBA because of the player and the players that you have on your team. Because both of them are pretty polarizing. You either like Clark or you don't, usually. You like Cunningham or you don't, because that's kind of where we are. And then talking about irrelevant things like bring in this, people trying to hijack the league. What are they trying to hijack the league? To try to figure out what the W actually stands for? I don't think that's really a hijack thing. I think that's kind of what everybody's trying to figure out here is like, what are you guys doing about this? This is your league. And again, we've already talked about that. As a coach, I know that the buck always stops with me when decisions are made. I don't have to tell anybody else that. And I don't ever ask anybody to feel sorry for me. And outside factors are irrelevant. So again, I would have handled the whole thing with when asked what my thoughts is about biological males. If I didn't want to answer it, I would answer it as I just like the fact our kids are, our players are having, I respect their opinion, and it's going to be different than maybe this person, that person, you, me, whatever, but they have it and they're entitled to it. Moving on. I want to talk about basketball. So that's kind of what it is. And excuses aren't accepted as a coach. We don't accept excuses from our players, and nobody wants to hear them about us either. So who cares? And I take all the credit for the losses, and the players take credits for the wins. That's a Dr. Jack Ramsey, former late Hall of Fame basketball coach for the Portland Trail Blazers. So I don't like it when we start trying to associate blame for anything. I take the losses. So those are all mine, every one of them. All 200 and some odd of them, yeah, they're all mine. I don't ever say, well, if I had a better team, we'd have won. No, that's not necessarily true.
200 and something of them?
Yeah, sorry, Jarvis. This is the way it is. When you suck as much as I have, that's what happens.
I just didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's not 300 yet. Yep. And I'll be honest with you, and I'm going to wrap this up here a little bit because I want to make sure I covered a couple things. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you've got to wonder about if I have my players' backs, I'm doing something wrong. I want everybody to know that I have that the perception is if there's outside people who don't know me, I'm always going to have my players' backs. Hell, I have my coaches' backs. So if you screw up as an assistant for me, I'm taking the heat for you. And I've done it. And I've been the person who's taken a lot of heat for my coaches making screw-ups. I just hey, I was the one who told them to do it, whether I did or not. And I'm going to defend my players. If it's something that they did that I know was wrong and everybody knows it's wrong, it's like, listen, they're part of this team. I love them. We're going to make sure that we correct it. We'll move forward in a story. And if you want to attack us from the outside, what kind of general do you want to go to a battle with? Someone who's like okay with that, or someone who's like, dude, I will fight you myself. Mm-hmm. And I think if you had that, if a coach has that persona, there's more people who are going to get in the foxhole and fight for him. And it eliminates this outside noise. So if you look at all this, these are like non-negotiables. Everybody should know this as a coach. This shouldn't even be a thing. So for her to have to get out there in front of everybody, it just seemed like it was just a very terrible effort in all of these things that I don't even understand what the point of it was.
When she came, the press conference after the fact, after the first one, where she didn't support him, and then the one where she tried to, I'm going to retract and say how much I support him. No, you fucked up. Oops, sorry. Hey, G-rated. She messed up.
Hey, it's after 9:30. It should be okay, right?
Oh, there you go.
The E is still a capital E.
Well, it's a lowercase now.
So how that works.
She messed up. I mean, there's no retracting that. She blew that.
Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry.
She had every chance to walk it back and try to save the moment and put some spotlight back on her players, and you really do it. And apparently her attempt at using ChatGPT to write a response for this thing did not go well.
What?
It only helps if you know.
Listen, no. It's probably like the kids. She did it, but she didn't read it but until the press conference.
Well, she typed it in. I need a rant against some reporters and how they're treating me. Make it mean. Mm-hmm. Make it not good.
Go with it.
it.
I just felt like it was. I get it. You're frustrated.
Disingenuous?
Well,
She
I
truly wrote that.
I don't think that she. I don't think, number one, I don't think she really thought things through. If she didn't, if she used ChatGPT, you still got to be able to put the right prompts in to get what you want.
Oh,
So
no,
if you, yeah. I mean, that's like rule number one here. It's like when you copy and paste when you're cheating, change the font to match.
That's too much effort.
I guess. I mean, you would think. I tell the kids all the time, if you cheat, be smarter. Okay, if you cheat intelligently, it's great. But
Oh, you mean delete the created by?
yes. Why is it two different colors?
I think I said it off air. How the WNBA and every team, do they not have media specialists and being like, listen, these are the talking points. This is what you need to say.
Well,
this is what needs to be heard.
I guess maybe the WNBA doesn't, but most NBA, NFL, they all have them.
They do.
Yes.
They do.
If all the politicians have them, come on now. Come on.
But the WNBA might not have enough money for that.
Sure they
Oh,
do.
Hey,
you can get a high school
$30
journalist
million a year.
intern to do that.
What's another $100,000? I mean, come on. Like,
what's the point of all of that word salad, that mouth vomit, word vomit? It made me vomit. Just the fact that you go into this rant and you're just going off about all this stuff, the whole fist pounding on the table thing. And look, all she had to do, again, when you come out as a coach, you own your mistake. Like, listen, I could have probably done a better job making sure that everybody knows that I defend my players. My fault. I do, whether you guys see it or not. And you know what? Hey, I'm going to make sure I'm better next time. And any time that we lose, whatever, just own it and move on.
Hold on, time out.
Done.
But you just said it right there, Chris.
Own it.
There's a vocabulary word that's associated with that. That's the definition. What's the word?
Accountability.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in our society anymore.
Bingo.
Let's be honest. That's the reason why there's a boatload of issues in our culture.
You're right.
now.
I'm not going to take any accountability for any cuss words I've said tonight.
Exactly.
That's not how this works.
Exactly. Jarvis is going to say it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. The dinner made him do it or something.
Zach's
don't know.
face
Whatever.
made him do that.
I mean, look at that face.
Look at that mug. Yeah.
Yeah, like the fact that Jarvis has yawned like 7 times on the air in the last 10 minutes.
Hey,
it's amazing.
Listen, let's see how
when
you are.
Work as much as I do.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
Let's see how you are after 3 late practices come November.
That's why I have Red Bull, buddy.
It gives you wings.
Gives you wings. I just think this obviously didn't come out until after we'd put the show topics out there. And I'm like, gosh, let's just keep piling on. Like what's the old saying when you're digging a hole and you realize you're in it, just like stop digging. I don't remember if I butchered it. You get what I'm saying? Like
you just keep digging.
Stick your head up a bull.
No, it's gotta be your bull.
Your bull.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on, you can't. Zach, tone deaf, perfect analogy here. What are we doing? That's an emotional, not well thought out.
Oh, the
plan.
coach was
Going just again all over the place. Like, here's my point. Here's what I'm going to say, and be done with it. 2 minutes of trying to like conquer a country, spread out everywhere, and then we're going to do everything with grace. And everybody else can go to hell. It's like, wait, I don't think that's a correlation.
That math
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Square peg, round hole here. I don't understand.
She made herself look so much worse.
Yes.
It just, and
that's the thing is that, again, as Jarvis said, we're the greatest America in the country.
Greatest country in America.
There you go.
Stop it. Greatest country in the world. Shut up.
America Americans will love someone
You
who
knew what I
apologizes.
meant.
We all know what you meant. We all know what you meant.
Tired, man.
But
tired.
America will love someone who apologizes. They will be like, okay, they owned up to their mistake. Because here's the thing, and not to switch gears, but the dude from Winghaven that lost his where'd Jarvis go? He just went to bed. The dude from Winghaven who cheated on the hole-in-one, the golfer that cheated on the hole-in-one, he came out and said, yeah, basically I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have done it. I threw away my membership. He's going to take his time, take his licks or whatever, and he'll move on, and it'll be okay. But
whoops.
That's what happens when you throw a fit. You throw a fit, you do that stuff.
I got out.
Yep. You just knocked yourself out of the show. I didn't have to do anything. You did it on your own. So, hey, that's what you get for throwing a fit. Yeah, there you go. Don't take any accountability. So, yeah. So,
blame it on McVay.
Yeah, so if anybody doesn't know, I can't remember his name. But it ended up, my cousin even, because she works at the golf course, and she's like, you're not going to believe this. And she's like, you can talk about this on the show, so we can give it a couple minutes. But, had a member tournament, and ended up cheating on a hole in one when there's a payout for hitting a hole in one on that hole. And just went there early in the morning and made a little like a ball divot on the green and then put the ball.
He went ahead. No, what wound up happening?
Yeah, he went ahead.
He went ahead. So he either had to go to the bathroom or something, and the other
had to take a phone call.
Guys, yeah, that's what it was. Had to take a phone call, and then he went around.
Yes.
And that's the thing. I don't know if anybody understands this, but we have this thing called technology. I mean, maybe look it up. There's cameras everywhere. And so they get video of this guy going ahead to the next hole, setting the ball, and he sets the ball in the cup, and then he drives back. Well, they get him on camera, and it's like, there's no possible way you could have hit this hole in one. Because he said,
because nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it. I hit it. I think I hit it a little thin. I don't know where it is. And then, look, it's in the hole.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he did something stupid, universally stupid.
Universally stupid.
Cost him his membership. I think he resigned. So after doing something stupid, he at least owned the mistake, paid his penance and give it time. And
well, he's banned from several courses, so it's not just Winghaven. And of course, we live in the social media world. So what do you think everybody did when someone's posting this story? If they know him, people are just dragging him through the mud. And he's like, I wish people would leave my family. Like you said it, there's consequences for your actions. So he's having to eat it.
It's the FO of the FA.
Yes. And that's what happened. I mean, really, in all seriousness, what was the point of cheating on a golf shot that kind of, I mean, that's a very small thing in the grand scheme of things. But like, man, that just seems like, why would you do that? I don't get that.
Money.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Let's be honest.
Well, the other part of this, to finish, to go back to the foul on Sophie, and I want to finish this a little bit because I think this is ridiculous. I don't think the WNBA has made any kind of announcement on a fine for Carrington for going into the locker room after being ejected for the flagrant 2 and posting on X saying white privilege and then tagging the Indiana Fever.
Like, and her comments afterwards.
Yeah, and it's the fact that she was shocked. Like, look, I've said this as a player who played in the gray in high school. I knew that if I was going to step on someone's feet, pull the hair out of the back of their leg, or pinch them, or anything else that was in the gray, you shouldn't do that. That could be considered dirty. Yeah. I knew what was going to happen. I put a target on my back because someone's going to retaliate.
Zach.
I was going to say, I remember doing some pickup games out of Grandview. Still doing it then.
Yeah, because that's how I play. Don't care.
We had John Kreese, basketball.
We played in the old man's league at the YMCA, and people were cussing them.
Yes, that is a fact.
Oh,
but that's how I play, because there was a reason why I did it, and I knew that was going to irritate people, and I was going to possibly have someone. I mean, I had someone take a swing at me when I was in high school. Shocker. And I wanted that, because when you were thinking about me doing that, you stopped thinking about the game. It was just a psychological play. That's what I wanted to do. I knew that I maybe not as fast as these guys or whatever. So I'm going to bring you to a level where I'm going to have an opportunity to compete with you mentally, and I'm going to negate the physically. Anyway, so knowing that, when you clothesline somebody, there's a chance you're going to get ejected. Why be surprised?
That's again.
I don't get that.
Goes to because again, Chris, it's the society that we live in. You look shocked.
All ball.
You look shocked that Chris, you're a teacher. How many is that not gaslighting? Like, we literally live in a world of nothing but gaslighting.
I didn't do anything, Zach.
Exactly.
It wasn't me.
Ref, you're crazy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
How is
I was going for the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand the
Beaver's coach even said it. I was going for the ball. It was just a hard foul.
Yeah.
She didn't see it in live time.
Name a worse ran organization than the WNBA as a whole.
Oh, hang on. I got to think of something that's folded shop for being a bunch of idiots. It'll take a second. The UFL, the UFL probably the original, or USFL, excuse me.
But they're still
USFL
playing, just with a different name.
Okay, the XFL was probably better. Because at least it was kind of exciting to watch people who aren't very good at playing football hit each other really hard. Geez,
I'm waiting.
I don't know. I don't have anything.
I'm thinking maybe the Clippers in the 90s, but that's about.
Jordan running the Charlotte Bobcats.
I was gonna say that's been pretty bad.
Yeah, but he got out. The NBA, the WNBA has somehow found a way to extend this out. Why? Because it's subsidized by the NBA teams that are attached to them.
If they wouldn't be
Chicago for 100 years, I don't know.
If they wouldn't have been, given the fact that that's been the case, like it's been the NBA's tax write-off, they wouldn't be a league. I mean, just to be real. I mean, there's been some great players come to the WNBA. They haven't been marketable up until now, and it's like, oh, okay, well, we have marketable players, but they're jealous.
But there is not a bunch of idiots. And you can even take this outside of sports, and you tried to, and I think they're even worse than Enron, because at least Enron folded up shop and took accountability and said, we're out.
They got bailed out by the government.
I can't think of a worse ran, or maybe the U.S. government might be the worst ran organization.
There, you said it. I was thinking.
So whenever people argue, I gotta say, whenever people argue about wanting universal health care in the United States, and I'm listening to them like, okay, tell me more. And I think it's a universal right. And I'm like, yeah, it is. So you want the government to be in charge of your health care, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's think of things that the government runs that everybody thinks is terrible. Okay, let's start with this.
Ask any veteran that has to go to the VA if they want them in charge of their health care.
And I'm not. Hey, listen, I'm going to go from firsthand experience on things that are terrible that the government runs. Let's talk about education. Do you think the government runs education very well? Oh no. Okay, great.
Private schools.
So you want the government to, since you think they suck at education, to run healthcare by people who are educated by public school education. You want that? No, you don't. Let's just put that one to bed, okay? Put the bourbon down and let's go to bed, okay? All right, Grandpa, let's move on. That's about how that needs to be, okay? That's a stupid thing. Come on, absolutely not.
How
the government
is no one addressing DiJonai's comments about white privilege and hashtag Indiana Fever. Like, I think was it one guy from
Emmanuel
ESPN? Was it Ocho? No, it wasn't Ocho.
Acho.
Okay.
Acho.
So,
Acho.
and she stepped around it. Like, how was nobody sitting here saying, what did you mean? Like, explain what you meant in that situation.
Here, let me read you her quotes in regards to
again, you thought
Acho.
the coach. You think the Fever coach had vomit salad?
Okay, so this is when you pretend to be smart and you try to say things that you think might be smart, and you should have put it in Chat GPT and asked if this was an appropriate response, because after doing that and after people are kind of attacking her, especially Acho. She said, she posted, because that's how we do things, never once claimed that the assessment of the foul was white privilege. Try exercising your critical thinking skills. I know you studied psych. Furthermore, I'm the last, in all caps, thing from ignorant or asinine when it comes to speaking on, quote, white privilege. Do ya research on that one. I actually went to school, one of the top universities, might I add, to educate myself on this exact subject. I would never use that term as a rhetorical weapon, knowing the historical and social weight it holds without having the proper evidence to substantiate it. And then she goes on to not talk about the evidence to substantiate it.
What's the meaning? And no one has called her out on the carpet. The WNBA, her team, the owner, no one has said, what did you mean? Because you and I know if the roles were flip-flopped and Cunningham or Clark or anybody would have done something in opposition and tweeted something like that.
Oh, no.
That's
you're
World
done.
War
You're
III.
canceled. You're canceled.
Yeah. So again, when we say it's like Val Kilmer in Tombstone, hypocrisy knows no bounds. Like what are we? How is no one?
What a great movie,
right?
Yeah.
How has no one said, "What did you mean then? What did you mean?"
Yeah, it's a great question.
Answer the question.
Yeah, it sounds like is when someone asked one of the people running for president not too long ago, and then kind of gave their answer. We must think about the future and what can be unburdened by what has been. Didn't answer the question, but somehow made some word salad to try to sound like you're smart. That's about as close as I can get to what I just heard in that reply. Basically, like if you're telling me you're smart and do your research, I'm waiting for you to. I don't need to do my research. You defend it Socratically. That's how you do it. Mm-hmm. You defend what you said. Don't tell me I gotta go. Unpack this. You unpack it. If I'm so stupid. If I'm a student and you're trying to educate me, then you tell me what this means, and then we'll have a conversation about it and help me understand your way of thinking. Not you go Google it. No, you tell me what you're talking about. You're the one who made this statement. Prove it, justify it, back it up. If it was a dissertation, you'd have to defend your argument. Maybe they don't do that anymore. Maybe I should go get my doctorate and I can make wildly lavish and crazy statements and be like, yeah, this is what I think. Like the earth is flat or something. Okay.
Because.
Yeah, I just say, I think the people in Quebec speak French because.
Wild, outlandish statements like America is the best country in America.
My God.
Greatest country in America.
I'm tired of this.
You guys rip on me 13 or 14 more times, and I'm out of here.
I am so tired of this.
All right, Jim. Just stop.
Jarvis said.
Gosh.
Jim doesn't even show up. At least I'm here.
At least you're here whining about getting made fun of, huh?
Well, I mean, every gosh dang thing you do on that.
Oh, come on. There ain't no way.
Poking fun at Jarvis.
Oh, gosh. No, I love the fact that you ripped LeBron. That was great.
I was a target once.
Once.
Jarvis, I got in a batter's box against a minor league pitcher and almost took a slider to my face.
It's such a sorry.
Sorry.
It wasn't even close to your face.
God, it felt like
I
it.
get it. I'm gonna say, but I get it. I wouldn't want to been in there
No,
either.
God, no. I had a helmet on and everything. I still felt like I was going to get smoked. Hey, listen, if it comes out of your mouth, it becomes free play. It's just the way it is. That's fine. Or learn how to do this yourself, and then you can do it. Save me the hassle.
You can edit. You can hit the delete button.
Yeah,
Switcher
absolutely.
sucks.
No, it's not anything to do with the switcher. Nothing. Zero to do with switcher.
I didn't say it had anything to do with switcher. I still said switcher sucks. And because I said greatest country in America, I meant in the world. America's the greatest country in the world, even though sometimes we suck.
Yeah, and can't beat Belgium,
'Cause-
third world country.
Yeah, no doubt.
I love that take, by the way. That was so good.
So, hey, I did not say that Belgium was a third world country.
Sometimes you're the quarterback. Sometimes you're the road at 3 a.m.
I said it was like losing to a third world country.
No, you're not the road. You're the truck.
The truck. But it's got to be the full
trying to be
pass.
nice. I'm trying to be nice. I'm just trying to be nice.
Oh my gosh.
But hey, guess what? Kevin sucks too.
Gosh.
He's equal opportunity. He's equal if he's not fair.
It's
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
true.
You all suck.
What is it? Equitable and what? What was the other word you guys used?
Equitable and fairness. So
There
he's
you
got
go.
both.
Yes.
There you go.
You all suck equally.
I dislike everyone equally. I tell them I play no favorites.
Yep.
I dislike all of you. Anywho, I mean, it's just,
Oh,
no, that's all right. We still love you. Yep.
yeah, shut up.
Yeah, see, just like that.
Al, you'll be back next week.
Yeah, because you can't let Jim win. You can't.
Yeah,
be,
you got no place
Let
else.
Jim
to go.
win. He'll never be here. It doesn't matter.
But I think anybody have any final thoughts on any of this? I mean, it's really unfortunate.
Wrap it up. Let's go.
It's unfortunate because the league is experiencing the most popularity it's had in its existence, and we're not talking about basketball. We're not talking about who the Fever played. Nobody's saying anything about this.
It's been an awful week of sports news between the WNBA, and we didn't even get the golf, and the week that Little League baseball had this past week. We didn't even talk about that with those idiots. If you haven't figured out that story out of Tulsa Little League, you need to go see that.
Do your research. Do your research.
A bunch of adults. Yes.
The Lakers and that owner.
The Lakers. Oh, jeez.
I mean, we had a lot to unpack on this whole thing. So, I mean, it's
Leave my Lakers alone.
Yeah. Stop it. LeBron's gone, so now you can't talk about him unless it's good.
Thank goodness, Lakers. Good.
Yeah.
Thank goodness LeBron's gone.
I mean, they got a bunch of white guys. A couple of them can't play defense, but leave them alone. Okay.
What's that matter that they're all white?
I'm just saying they got a bunch of white guys on their team. They're clear. Sorry. To use the Space Jam terminology, a couple of them are clear, like Larry Bird, like Luka. Luka's clear. Dirk Nowitzki was clear. Yeah, I would go with that. Just my take. Okay.
I heard everything you said.
No, I was talking about Dirk Nowitzki, not you.
Oh, he definitely ain't listening.
No. No. I'm just happy John Cena follows our Twitter. That was great. I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. So, anywho, we're gonna wrap the show up. We appreciate everybody tuning in for another episode of the Coach's Box. We will be back next week with a brand new episode and hopefully maybe some not crazy topics to talk about.
We got to at some point get ready for football because it is college football time and high school football time.
Next week is high school jamboree week.
Jamboree.
So.
Isn't that crazy? Kevin, you guys started today, didn't you?
We started Monday.
Monday?
So.
Did you have
play jamboree next week?
next Friday, it'll be their 10th day. A lot of jamborees will next Friday.
Wow.
A week from Friday.
Yep. It's about that time, man. It's already here.
Jarvis better check your schedule.
Get those pads back on.
I'm just here.
tell me
he's here so he doesn't get fined.
He's here so he can make fun of Jim for not being here. There you go.
I didn't. Like you guys brought that up. I didn't.
And make outlandish statements.
You say that all the time. I'm here. Jim's not here.
I didn't today. You brought it up.
Did I though? Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast. We'll see you guys all again next week. Good night. God bless and take care. This episode of the Coach's Box Call It Like We See It podcast is brought to you by Off the Rails Media. Life's